academics, maybe job related, finances, personal relationships, or probably we want to do a lot more things and time is never sufficient. And often during certain period of challenges, during exams and all, we feel if I had more hours to do it better. So these feelings continuously are creating a lot of stress into our lives. So why? Coming to this why, uh, the way currently the society and world is changing, a lot of changes we are experiencing into our daily lives. So when I was into my childhood, time used to move slowly as I perceive it now. And now into this particular age, it feels the time is running because there is a lot of things to attend to. A lot of stimulus is there. Previously, it was not there. So if there is one thing that is happening in current world is that is excess of changes. So we all the senior members must have experienced from no internet, no phone, from nothing to a lot overwhelming tools which are there, and every day it's adding on, and we are actually falling behind to catch up with everything which is changing in this world. This particular scenario brings a lot of insecurity, uncertainty, and fear. Fear that I'm not doing enough, uncertainty that things are changing very frequently, and insecurities that if they will change, whether I'll be able to manage, cope, and stand at the place where I'm standing at present. So, with all these changes, we feel at loss of control. So, we are not into controls of our lives the way it used to be some decades back. And because of this, we feel overwhelmed and threatened at the same time. Now, very quickly defining stress. Stress is a normal, natural, non-specific demands of the body. So whatever is happening, any difficult situation, anything which is challenging, and any state of worry or any mental tension, your response to it is stress. It's a normal, natural human response. Need to understand stress is not something we need to fight all the time. It's not an enemy. It's a natural, normal response of ours, and everyone is going to experience it. And stress currently is defined as the health epidemic of 21st century. So, do you feel that stress is always bad? How many of you feel that stress is all bad? All bad. Okay. Any other response? Can stress be good? Many times. So let's look into it. So, stress, we need to understand, is our linked with our survival. If there is no stress, probably there is no growth and progress and survival of the species per se. Going back into the time at the phase of evolution, maybe when there was a lot of dangers, a lot of chances for predators to be there, if you will not have stress, if you will not have a certain level of vigilance into your surroundings, probably you will not run away too late back, will be eaten by predator, and so stress is not all bad. Optimum level of stress is important and needed for growth, personal, collective, and for species as well. But when it's too much, then again the productivity goes down. Too much stress is difficult to handle, and subsequently it leads to burnout and anxiety and other particular stress related disorders. So if we are talking about stress, then probably we need to talk about stressors also. So stressors, many things which is not happening according to me, the way I want it to happen, are called stressors. So there can be some major stressors, the significant losses, death, any financial debt, bankruptcy, and serious illness, terminal illnesses. These are major stressors of life. Then there are some moderate stressors, like losing money, dent in car, or some minor physical illness, some result, performance which did not go as wanted to happen. These are the moderate stressors, and the minor stressors are something into your surrounding which is annoying to you, like noisy environment, not able to sleep, and long waits, things not turning the way you want, rude behavior of colleagues, friends, etc. So we all have capacity to deal with them. One, two, or three stressors we are having capacity to deal with, but when the numbers begin to rise, the stress level usually goes high. And when it is very high, it happens, probably we all have experience in our day-to-day life. From the morning, if one thing went wrong, we find ourselves in control. Subsequently, if there are 4 or 5 things in a day goes wrong, again irritable but in control. But if something else happens, it may be a very benign event, and we are going to leash out on that. So this is how stress recruits. In the entire day, one by one, if it keeps on adding, then it is difficult to deal with it. And paradoxically, as we feel, if there is a major stressor, chances of us broken down is high is not true. Usually, when there is a major stressor, we are able to deal with it fairly well, like maybe death, illness, because these episodes are going to be limited in our lives. Maybe some will experience maybe 4 times, 5 times in their entire lifetime these big major challenges happens. The problem is the little annoyances and minor frustrations in day-to-day life. Major challenges, they recruit the entire resource of the body. Whatever resource I have, they will be recruited, and probably we will be able to overcome them with much ease than these petty frustrations which we are experiencing in day-to-day life. And these problems are usually the cause for chronic stress which is happening. Now, very quickly we'll evaluate. There are some symptoms. So when there is a stress, you are going to experience into your body and to your mind, psychology, and your brain. So some physical symptoms are like things were going fine, then the stressors strike. There are some changes which is going to happen. So probably your biological functions will be disturbed, sleep and appetite patterns, a lot of fatigues, weakness, pains, aches. These things add on continuously, slowly and marginally decreasing your performance which you were doing earlier. Makes you prone for infections, GI disturbances, maybe a lot of paresthesias. These things happens. And sometimes these stress-related bodily changes feels like heart attacks, and a lot of time people go and evaluate themselves feeling that they are having some sort of heart ailments. When it comes to psychological symptoms, stress changes the way your brain works. So there will be loss of attention and concentration, you will not be able to focus. So what will happen if you are not attentive and you will not be able to focusing on a certain stimulus which is happening? Part of it your brain will register, part of it your brain will not be able to comprehend. And these things are usually felt like memory lapses. So this is not dementia. Stress-related memory lapses are not forgetfulness. It is difficulty with registration and processing of these memory channels into the brain. So because of this, you will forget part of conversation you were having with your friends maybe, or part of lecture you were listening to, and your attention is significantly diverted to the stressor you are experiencing in your life. These things will reduce the way your brain tackles the information and keeps and stores the information. And feeling low, not able to enjoy, anhedonia, all these features usually comes in. Usually what we perceive is like whenever I'm stressed, I try to assign it to someone. Like maybe the traffic, or the person who had given the dent, or the person who was not talking to me nicely. So I assign everything, every time whatever stress I'm experiencing, to something external. We need to understand the external is only event. The stress we are perceiving is inside. So whatever way I am responding is the stress. It is not like the event is the stress. So this wrong association usually did not allow us to understand our own emotions, and subsequently did not allow us to tackle them in a responsive and positive way as well. It's not inevitable. Situation can be anything. my response can be directed nicely towards it. If I give an example, say for example, a road traffic accident or two cars or vehicles collide. One set of response is both the people will come out, have a conversation, talk about responsible driving, and they will part ways. Second is they will start abusing and assaulting each other, and there will be a huge conflict, and then subsequently with some compensation and all, people will part ways. Third response is someone will come out and kill another person. Road rage, we all have heard about it, that road rage killings were very rampant sometimes back. The event is one, the response is three. So that is how we need to own our responses to the stressors which is happening in our lives. Assigning it to external world, we are not taking the responsibility of a response. So, and these responses can be directed and controlled. So stress is not only impacting one part of our lives, it is impacting the entire life system. It affects your body, it affects your mind, emotions and behaviors equally. So everything is going to be affected if the stress is chronically present. Now, very quickly, some common stress-related disorders like maybe depression, a lot of symptoms, we all are talking about it, we all know about it. So low mood, reduced energy, loss of interest, academic decline, suicidal thoughts, death wishes, poor concentration, these are the symptoms of depression. If stressor remains chronically in life, it's going to take the form of depression. Next, anxiety. There is certain difference between stress and anxiety. Let's not confuse about it. Stress is something which is going to be there till the stressor is present into your life. Once the stressor will be removed, your biological functions, psychological functions will return back to normal. While anxiety is a brain disorder where stressor may not be present, it may have been present at the initial part of the picture, but gradually once it is going to be there, remain even when stressor is not there. So let's not confuse between stress and anxiety. Stress is a very different entity than anxiety. Anxiety is a brain disorder. And panic attacks. All of us, when we need to encounter something challenging very suddenly, we have a lot of sympathetic overactivity, then our palpitations, shortness of breath. We start feeling that. It is the body's response to tell us that something challenging is there and I need to understand and cope with it. When it is beyond the control, so everybody has resources to control it to certain extent. When it goes beyond, it takes the form of panic attacks. So we have a lot of students, a lot of people, when they need to go for any exam or when they need to go for a presentation or any job interview, they start feeling panics. So these are the symptoms of panic disorders which people feel when there is a challenging situation. Very important point. Anybody who is struggling with stress or anxiety or panic or anything of that sort, a very easy and shortcut way out is they start onto some addiction. Alcohol eases brain for some time, smoking relaxes for time being, but we all need to understand seeking a solution of a problem into another problem is not going to be a solution. किसी एक परेशानी का उपाय दूसरी परेशानी में खोजने से उपाय सोल्यूशन नहीं मिलेगा. So this is one thing we all need.